What's up, y'all? Real quick, I want to give some advice to men who may not have been married already or who don't have kids. Don't settle. Don't settle when it comes to marriage. And be careful who you lay with. If you're going to lay with a woman and you're not going to use protection, make sure that she's someone that you would consider as a wife, or you wouldn't have an issue with being the mother of your child. I was married before. I had a stepson. I was a stepfather. And I made a lot of sacrifices in my marriage. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about certain things that can happen that can be out of a man's control. But the decision making and the partner you decide to connect with is crucial, because sometimes you just don't know who you involving yourself with until that person is upset and bitter, hurt, and angry. And they might not be angry at just you. They might just be angry at the world, mad at the world. And I endured a lot from the woman I was in a relationship with. We used to work at the same job. We worked at Macy's. She was in handbags at the time. I was a customer service supervisor. She pursued me, actually. I didn't pursue her. Usually it's the other way around. But because she was much older than me and I was, doing me, she pursued me. I respectfully declined her advances towards me, and she wanted to take me out on dates a number of times, and I would decline because I just was a little weirded out at the fact that she was much older than me and that she would want to hook up with me or whatever. But then she grew on me after a while, and she kept being persistent. She's like, "Well, just let me take you out. Like, what's wrong with just two adults just going out? Yeah, I'm older than you, but I think if you get to know me, you'll grow to like me, and you'll look past the age thing." So I did. And but while we were together, after a while we clicked up. After a day, we went out a few more times, and then we became a relationship. We became a couple. She ended up getting arrested at my job in Macy's because she was being investigated by loss prevention. They were building a case on her because she was stealing money out of the registers. I didn't know nothing about this, but loss prevention was already investigating her even before I met her. So this one particular night when they arrested her, I had to find out about it. And of course, I was ready to leave her that night. Like, man, hell nah, this broad is no. I didn't sign off for this nonsense. And we wasn't even married yet. But that was her first offense. They did release her that same night. We had a long talk. I was ready to hang it up. She was begging and pleading to me not to leave her and, forgive her. And she's going to work on herself and right her wrongs and stuff like that. And then, so I did forgive her, and we got married like 5-6 months later. Right. Stupid me. But no, I was loyal. I loved her, and I was like, well, she could have done something worse, like cheated on me, That's what I was thinking at the time. So I was like, well, I can work through this, But I made some things clear what I was not going to tolerate no more. But in the end, I got stabbed in the back anyway because things weren't going the way she wanted it to go in the aftermath of that. And she was frustrated. And instead of just trying to right her wrongs and take accountability for herself and better herself, she started trying to tear me down. And then she was lying on me when I was getting tired of her being negative. When I would come home from long days of work, working 2 jobs because I had to take on another job after she lost her job. And I just felt like she was always being toxic, gossiping too much, run her mouth to my cousins and everybody like that. And then after she I guess she already knew in her spirit that I was like ready to just eventually like be done with her. So she took a desperate attempt. She went as far as lying on me secretly to family without me knowing, telling my family members like my mom, my dad, some of my cousins that I was abusive to her. I never put my hands on a woman ever, but she told my family that I was abusive to her. And what hurt me more was the fact that they never came to me and told me that. I had to find this out later after we divorced, but this is the thing. It's a lot of women that just lie. They play this victim role. They play like they're the victim and act like, they're being abused and, they're in a dangerous situation with the man that they're with. And she turned my own family against me, I felt like I was a great husband to her, and I was a great great father figure to her son. But she lied and told them I abused her and I abused her son. She never, but it's funny how people can believe somebody's story, but they never try to find the receipts. They never ask them, well, did you call the police? Did you ever try to get him arrested? Nothing. But people will believe any story a woman makes up. All she needs is just to be shedding some tears and acting all like she's a victim. But men, be careful who you connect with, man. And also make clear what you're not going to tolerate. Do not settle. No matter what your situation is, do not settle, because some of these women will stab you in the back. You can do everything you can. You can try to move mountains for them, and they will come back and still tear you down, all because they're miserable and unhappy with themselves. It don't have nothing to do with you. It's them. So man, value yourself. Put yourself first. We easily put women before us, and we step aside and let them try to be the queen. But at the same time, you got to be a king first. You got to stand in your square first, because if you don't, these women will knock you off your square and they will try to destroy you. And the one clever thing they would do is push everybody that's close to you away from you first before they try to dismantle you. She pushed my dad away from me at the time, my mom, family, all that. And I had to deal with the wickedness of her, all because she didn't love herself. So be wiser than myself. I learned a lesson. I'm glad I don't have any kids with her. And I'm glad I got through that marriage and the situation to where I didn't get falsely arrested or anything like that. But, these women will play victim. They will try to destroy your character, just to make sure that you don't thrive in the aftermath of moving on from them. So be wiser than me. Don't settle for a woman. If she's much older, you better make sure she is mentally sane and that she got receipts and stuff to prove that she is not cuckoo. Y'all be easy, man.